Hey everyone, it's Sammy from Sammy's Sweet Life, and you can tell by this video that I am going to do my 4-week update today. This is my first actual pregnancy video that I'm filming this time. So I got a positive test yesterday. This was from actually today, and the test is super dark. And so I am just super excited. I can't believe it. This is our 7th month of trying, and we got a positive. I thought about when we would announce this to everybody, and I just want to have some sort of definite sign that everything is going smoothly. I'm gonna wait to announce this until our first scan to make sure everything looks good. I am a little bit under the weather. I'm really nasally right now. We worked in the yard 2 days ago, and it really jacked up my sinuses and allergies, and I haven't been the same since, so I'm super nasally. I apologize for that. So by the time you guys actually see this, I'll be further along. I will post these like secret pregnancy vlogs after I finally see the scan and make sure everything's okay. Then I'll announce it to you guys, and then I'll start showing these secret vlogs up to whatever date we are at whenever we actually announce it. So I'm really excited to be able to film this, even though you guys aren't gonna see it for a while. I'm gonna talk about some of the symptoms I've been having. I am about 4 weeks now. I'm like 4 weeks and a couple of days. I told myself this month I was not going to do any early pregnancy testing, but I didn't get my period, so I decided to test yesterday. I thought if I didn't get my period overnight, I'll test in the morning, and sure enough, as soon as I started the test, as soon as the pee went across the stick, there were 2 lines, and it was just instantaneous. And I hadn't been early testing. I probably would have gotten the line a few days earlier, but I just told myself this month I wasn't gonna drive myself crazy doing the early testing, and I'm really glad I waited. The line was super solid and definite, and it wasn't one of those, during the chemical pregnancies, the lines weren't very dark at all. I was having trouble taking pictures of them to show my best friend, and these ones, like as soon as the pee went across the line, I could take a picture and she could see it instantly. So it was for sure there. I felt really positive about that. I never followed up with you guys, telling you guys what my doctor said at my like 6 months of trying appointment, and she just ran a couple of blood tests. She checked my thyroid. That's when I remembered. She said basically what I knew is that just kind of happens. I'm having to get up and blow up my nose every once in a while, so I'm probably gonna like rub the makeup off of around my nose. But anyway, she had tested for a couple of things. Everything came back fine, and she just said as soon as you get a positive test, we'll start checking your blood, making sure that your levels are doubling and that you don't need progesterone. Sure enough, I got the test yesterday. I went in to get the blood work, and I'm supposed to get those results today, and then tomorrow I go in for blood work again to make sure the numbers are doubling. Looking at these pregnancy tests getting darker, I definitely feel like my levels are increasing. I'm really just thrilled that the positive is so positive. I'm not questioning it at all. I'm definitely pregnant this time, and it's much different than the chemical pregnancies where the tests were just super duper light. As far as symptoms, I had some just basic PMS symptoms the week leading up to when I was supposed to have my period. I was really cranky and irritable. I was a little bit tired. I just wanted to eat everything in sight, and that's kind of my PMS MO, so I didn't think anything really of it. What I did think was suspicious was I was having a little bit of sore nipples. They're not like deadly sore, like if I wear a bra, they're hurting or anything, but by the end of the day of wearing a bra, I'm ready to take the bra off because they're sore. One thing that was weird, and I don't know exactly when this started, but I definitely have noticed it this last week, I cannot stand any hand soap in the house. I just cannot stand the smell of it. I'll go to wash my hands and try to rinse it off really well, and I can still smell it, and I just can't stand it. So every once in a while I will get whiffs of the hand soap still on my hands, and it just has been driving me crazy. Being able to smell it so strongly, it's just been driving me bonkers. And so I placed an order for our groceries, and I got unscented hand soap. Hopefully that will remedy the problem. I thought maybe it was just because we bought one new foaming hand soap, but originally it didn't bother me, and just until this like last week it started bothering me, along with other soaps in the house that we've had the same scents in different bathrooms for a long time. I always use the same soaps, and now I just can't stand any of them. I definitely attribute that to pregnancy. Just your sense of smell is heightened. And there was one time recently, so today is Tuesday, I really thought Saturday something was up, and I thought maybe this is really pregnancy. Johnny and I had a date night, and I really wanted a hamburger, so we went to Five Guys, and we both unwrapped our hamburgers at the table. He's sitting across from me, and when he unwrapped his hamburger, I got a whiff of the hamburger smell with the mustard, because he actually likes mustard. I can't stand it. I've mentioned it in multiple videos, like it's my arch nemesis. I just can't stand it at all. and I got a whiff of that with the hamburger smell, and I got this wave of nausea, and I told him, I'm like, ooh, I could smell that mustard and it stinks. And he's like, I don't even smell it. And so I thought, he didn't even smell it, but it was strong enough, it made me feel sick. I knew at that point I was probably pregnant. Even before that burger incident, I had a couple of little waves of nausea here and there where just some smells were setting me off. And then since then I've had progressively more of those. I guess as the hormones are increasing, I'm really getting sensitive to smells. At this point, it's very mild. I don't feel like I'm going to throw up, like I don't have to run to the bathroom to throw up, but I just feel that stomach feeling like, oh, that just doesn't feel good. It kind of churns my stomach a little bit. It makes me lose my appetite at the moment. It's definitely a noticeable thing. It's something I can overcome. Like I just, let the feeling pass and then eat a little bit afterwards, but it's definitely increasing. I had a couple of those yesterday, whereas before it's been like every few days to once a day to now it's like a couple of times a day I'm having that feeling, and the nausea waves haven't become stronger. They're just coming more frequently. I don't know that I threw up very much with Olivia at all, but I was nauseous a lot that first trimester. And what's fun, I'm gonna go ahead and film these every week, and I'm gonna go back and watch her updates every week, and I'll compare and contrast. For my last chemical pregnancy last month, I had filmed a 4-week update and didn't end up getting to post it because the test started getting lighter. And at that point, I had watched my old 4-week update when I was pregnant with Olivia. The main early symptom I noticed when I was pregnant with her was I was having like really intense cravings for certain things. I craved lemonade and egg rolls being the two like main things I craved early on with her. And I haven't had any major cravings. I wanted the hamburgers, but that's something I could have wanted on any kind of day of the week anyway. Like, a hamburger really sounds good. I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I have to have this hamburger, or I feel like I'm gonna pass out because I don't have it. Whereas the cravings I had with her early on, they were like, I have got to have this. I would say my only craving so far has been for those Flamin' Hot Doritos, and I did seek those out. I went crazy. I went across town driving around to find these Flamin' Hot Doritos. I was already pregnant at that point. I just didn't know it yet. So I thought it was just like a major PMS craving. I'll go ahead and say the Flamin' Hot Doritos was my first pregnancy craving. But that's pretty much it. I really haven't craved a whole lot. I haven't had much of an appetite the last few days because certain smells are setting me off and making me feel a little bit queasy. That's something that's been like an ongoing thing the last few days, is my stomach just doesn't feel right. I don't feel like I'm gonna be throwing up, but I just have that feeling like, oh, you're gonna be sick. Or if you ever had like a stomach virus, the few days after you're better, your stomach's just still not great. And that's how it feels right now. Like my stomach's just not super happy. I'm probably eating like half of what I would normally eat. I'm definitely bloated. I filmed that Gymshark video last week. I was already pregnant at that point, but I looked back at that footage just like, dang, I look really bloated. I didn't realize how bloated I looked until I went to edit the video, but I was like, okay, this is #real life. I thought I was just having, PMS, so I always get bloated anyway. I thought about not posting that video because I looked so bloated, but I'm like, it's real life, I'm gonna post it. And now that I'm pregnant, I'm like, oh, well, I was pregnant, I was super bloated. Well, I feel more bloated this week. I'm gonna say my pre-pregnancy weight was 167, 168, because I got like 167.6 or something on the scale the week before the Gymshark review, which was last week. So I'll go ahead and say 168 is my starting pre-pregnancy weight. That's like 11 to 12 pounds higher than when I was first pregnant with Olivia. I'll have to think about what questions I want to do, but I want to do a set number of questions each week leading through this pregnancy like I did with Olivia's update. I don't have that ready for right now. I'm just filming like, yay, I'm pregnant, and this is kind of what's going on so far. Starting on my 5-week update, I will do more of a structured type of video where I talk about the same things every week. And definitely one of those questions is going to be like comparing the two pregnancies where I am week to week, because I will go back and watch all those updates. I really think that's it for this update. There's not much else that's noteworthy. I'm just really excited. Those tests look really good at this point, so I'm definitely feeling pregnant. I definitely have the symptoms going on, so I'm feeling really confident with that. I am going to show you a belly shot, and I can't like suck in my pooch at all at this point, so I'll go ahead and show you. I am wearing my Gymshark stuff again today. So this is the mint color. I've got my zipper unzipped here, but I see this like big bloaty piece. I'm trying to suck in and I cannot suck that poochy part in at all. So that's what I've got going on, just a pooch. So there you go. I've got my 4-week definite pooch. I feel like I was not this pooched out or bloated at 4 weeks with Olivia. So Definitely some bloating going on in there. And the baby's the size of a poppy seed, so that's not baby at all. That's just pure bloat and pooch. So we'll see how it progresses. I know with your second pregnancy, things pop out a lot sooner. I'm gonna insert this back into the video. The doctor's office called me. My HCG level is 221, which is just spot on perfect. And my progesterone was 11, which is, again, is absolutely perfect. So far so good. I'll go in tomorrow, do the second round of blood work, and hopefully those numbers are increased for the HCG. I definitely think they will be because the pregnancy test is just so much darker today. And I rubbed all my makeup off. You can really tell with this camera. I've been blowing my nose a bunch. And I thought of one other thing that I hadn't mentioned in the video earlier. I did have implantation pain. I thought maybe my period was just gonna be a couple of days early because I was having really, really bad cramping. It was pretty much just on and off one day, and then by the next day it was fine. Never had any bleeding. Just like when I was pregnant with Olivia, I didn't have any sort of bleeding at all, but I definitely had major implantation cramps, way worse than my normal everyday period cramps. These were just like above and beyond painful cramps. So I will have my 5-week update for you guys very soon since I'm doing these on a delay. I'll have these secret pregnancy vlogs popping up like back to back for you guys so you guys can be filled in and we can start the regular like real-time weekly updates. So I'm really excited. I hope that you guys are too. Be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you can follow me along, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.